there, I'm Stacy and I have been making tutorials for World Watercolor Month. I'm trying to do one tutorial for each day that is beginner friendly, but what I wanted to do today, because we are 20 days into World Watercolor Month, I wanted to share with you where I was at on my sketchbook. And I'm going to do this in part because if you are behind, I want you to feel encouraged. I don't want you to give up, because guess what? I'm really behind. I decided on July 1st that I was going to try to do 31 tutorials in 31 days for a YouTube channel, which is pretty much brand new for me. I have made almost 0 YouTube videos. And so this whole thing is very new. This is definitely a challenge for me, but it has been very fun and I'm learning a lot. So that's great, and I feel like if I can develop a community here of other watercolor artists, that will be fantastic. If I can help new people to feel encouraged and to grow in their own watercolor, then that's even better. And so I just wanted to give you a little update on my sketchbook, share what I've been painting for myself, because you've seen the tutorials and what I'm painting for the tutorials, but this is what is going in my own personal sketchbook. And then also just to encourage you, if you're behind, don't give up. I finished World Watercolor Month last year in mid-August, and I'm probably going to do the same this time too. I will not be done by July 31st. I have a full-time job. I can't just paint all day. I wish I could. I would love to be able to get up and paint every day, but I can't. And so it's just not realistic. And then when I added in these tutorials, it just has made it extra challenging to try to get my stuff done. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you the paintings that I have in my sketchbook, and also just give you a quick reminder that if you're behind, please don't worry about it. Just continue painting and you finish when you finish. And if that's August or September or December, that's okay. All right. I'm going to turn the camera around now so that we can take a peek at the paintings that I have gotten done. Okay, so for this year, I bought a sketchbook by Bao Hong because I really love their paper. I actually think I started on the wrong end because the elastic is coming this way, but I decided too late. I had already done my first painting when I realized. So if you're looking at this and you're going, why is she looking at it from backwards? Well, that's because I was not paying attention. Anyway, this is just the front page. It's kind of like the protective cover. I left this first page of watercolor paper blank because what I'm going to do is paint something that says World Watercolor Month 2025. I did that last year, and so I want to repeat that again this year. All right, so these are for my first prompts. This is what I painted for Radiant, and I've been wanting to paint a little fairy picture for a while, so I use this as an excuse to do that and have this light sort of radiating from behind and around the mushrooms and the fairy and underneath the flowers and things. So anyway, that was for Radiant, and then this was Espresso. I used a teacup of my great-grandmother's as my inspiration, and then I repeated the colors here that were used here, because that way the two paintings, even though the subject matter is really different, they look nice together because they use all the same color palette. And I don't do that in every one, but I did get to do that in this one. Okay, this was a painting that I did for Ripple, and this is a photo I took at a state park that we visit often. This is the painting that I did, I guess we're up to July 4th, and this was for Fade. I took this picture when we took a trip to the Smoky National Park, Smoky Mountains National Park. Brain fart. Anyway, so this is of Kate's Cove, and I just loved the faded siding, and so I did a close-up on this side of just the faded siding. This is a painting that I did for July 5th, which was a lock, and I used the same reference photo in the tutorial that I posted online as I did in my own sketchbook. This one's a bit more detailed because I'm trying to keep those tutorials beginner friendly. And you'll notice that in a few, like hat is the same thing. I replicated, used the same photo. And in this, I did go back in and do just a little bit of pen work in here to add a little bit of definition. I didn't use pen over the whole thing, but I did just in a few spots because it needed a little bit extra definition after I was finished. And I do that sometimes with paintings, is I go back in with like a fine black felt tip pen or felt tip marker and do a little work that way. All right, this is a painting that I painted for July 7th, which was Melt. And I used a reference photo off of Unsplash. I just searched glacier, and I just loved this photo. I'm really happy with the way the painting turned out. And then I used this reference photo for the tutorial I posted online. The prompt was for July 8th, Tired. This was a photo that I took at a farm when I was apple picking. I found this little bumblebee resting in a zinnia flower, and it was just so sweet. And so this was a fun picture to paint. This is a picture that I did for home. This is my home, which I'm putting online. I don't know how great an idea that is, but that's okay. And then these are the things, I did sort of a montage of the things that make our home feel like home to me, which is that it's a place for making memories. I love having family dinners. It's a place for creativity, a place for rest, and a place for learning. This is the prompt for July 10th, which was turtle. And then this is July 11th, spicy. And so both of these photos came off of Unsplash that I used for my reference. And so, even similar to that first set of paintings, my color palette is very similar. I pulled the same paint colors for both paintings so that even though there are two really different subjects, they would look nice next to each other in the sketchbook. And then this is my painting for July 12th, which is Rumble. And I use the same reference photo here as I did in the tutorial, although it's more spread out here. I didn't add in the little trees, and now I'm wondering if maybe I should have. I might go back in and rework this one a little. I don't know. I'll decide later. And then that's it. This is as far as I've gotten. So the rest is blank. I am behind by like 7 or 8 days, and that's okay. I will catch up. I'm not going to stress about it. If you're behind too, I don't want you to stress about it. You'll catch up too. All right, so I'm going to sign off for now. I will see you tomorrow for our July 20th prompt. Thanks so much for watching. If you post a video of your sketchbook when you're all finished and you've done some of my tutorials, I would love for you to tag me or send me a message so that I can go in and check that out. I would love to see what you're making too. All right, I will paint with you later. Bye.